Hello, nerds and geeks. I'm the Real Deal, and today we're looking at the Batman. It's a very POV-driven Chinatown meets Seven rendition of the character. And while it treads a lot of familiar territory, Matt Reeves brings a lot of new ideas and a distinct style to the mix, which I think really justifies this new rendition of the character. Now, I won't get into specifics to stay away from spoilers, but I will say that it's a well plotted mystery that cuts deep into the city of Gotham and even Bruce Wayne himself. Now, it's often said that an ending should feel surprising and yet inevitable, but that's also true of any twists and turns within the movie. And I've got to say, this movie hits each and every one of them spectacularly. And I love when a movie allows the audience to get inside a character's head and see their fears and anxiety over something that should come, but then that doesn't happen, something else happens instead. It really heightens audience engagement by expanding on what's being told using the audience's anticipation. The Batman is moody and dark. There's plenty of bits that linger to build atmosphere without ever becoming indulgent. But while this is a mystery that clearly takes inspiration from David Fincher, particularly Seven, it's surprisingly a funny film. Probably the funniest Batman movie since Arnie. However, the humor doesn't destroy any tension, it's built into the movie quite well. Robert Pattinson owns the role of Batman. He knows when to let the suit do the talking and when to really push emotion through the cowl. Now, his version doesn't yet have a formed public persona, but I think that will come in the sequel. That's the main reason I won't say yet that he has the best performance as the character. That I'd still give to Bale, especially considering that he got great material over 3 films. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon also gives Gary Oldman a run for his money. In fact, I may even be inclined to prefer this version of the character. I love his relationship with Batman and how he fights for him. And Zoe Kravitz offers us another great Catwoman alongside Michelle Pfeiffer and Anne Hathaway. She's almost a second lead next to Batman in this. Andy Serkis as Alfred brings helpful skills to Batman's investigation, but he might be in the movie less than you'd expect, and his relationship with Bruce is not as warm as Michael Caine's. But I think because of a key scene, he will be more important in the sequel and their relationship will be stronger. Paul Dano, of course, plays a good psychopath. He's chilling and intelligent while having an awkwardness about himself. His Riddler is a fantastic antagonist, both for motivating the detective lens of the narrative, but also for building out the world of this Gotham and its history. Colin Farrell's Penguin is going to be a favorite for people. While there's plenty of situational and dry humor, even some slapstick, he's one character unabashedly having fun, and he accomplishes a lot in what's surprisingly little screen time. John Turturro is fantastic as Falcone, and he's far more significant in the story than I would have thought. I'd say he edges out Tom Wilkinson's turn, but more due to his role in the story than performance. And all the side characters, big and small, are really good. There's a mustachioed cop with his own little arc. Then there's these twin goons who are really fun to watch. The cinematography is gorgeous. Best looking Batman movie since Batman Returns. The score has some great themes, but it's not nearly as intricate as what Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard did on the Dark Knight trilogy. The action set pieces are on par with the Nolan films, although the hand-to-hand fighting is much better and far more brutal. I'm happy to say there's no true negatives I found with this movie, but let's toss a few nitpicks at it anyway. There's the occasional CG double and speed ramping that dips into Uncanny Valley. The Batsuit is too bulletproof, but Bruce himself isn't impervious underneath the armor, so it's not as big an issue as it could have been. There's a certain cameo that, well, the interaction itself is alright, but it's the specifics of the characterization, like the voice and the laugh, that just didn't feel complete yet. And that's okay. If the character shows up again, I'm sure with the same actor, we'll have a more developed, more realized characterization. But as of now, the performance just was kind of underwhelming. The Batman is almost on par with The Dark Knight, and the only thing really keeping it ahead is how out of this world the ending of The Dark Knight is. So that ought to tell you how good this feature is. Now, if getting to sleep before midnight is a big deal for you, I suggest no later than a 7 o'clock showing. That way you can take into account the previews and then traffic getting home and then just getting ready for bed itself. But I really think that this is worth the theatrical experience. Hit the comments below or visit mcmdebates.com to suggest any of your favorite movies for me to look at. Next episode, we're looking at one of Mario's. Thank you all for watching. I'm The Real Deal. Goodbye.